especially those who in their lifetime have either lived in the barracks or were once in this system. You could see the dust there as a result of the bangs from the butts of the soldiers. These are men that are trained to live in trenches and defeat the enemy. Come rain, come shine. What a ton there. Getting this right is not a day job. You can only imagine what is going on in the minds of officers who train these soldiers, and the top hierarchy also, who surely are proud of these young soldiers who are passing out today. This is an art. Only the army can give you, and anytime, anywhere, they can display these. Imagine the sun, but they are unrelenting. That explains why when you are approaching the depot Nigerian army, you will see it boldly written, "No going back," to the excitement of those that are watching, and claps there. What a move there. This crop of soldiers have surely been through a world-class training. Just look at that. Cleaning their weapons. Only in the military you can see this manipulation, movement in and out of each other without a mistake. There you go. There you go. What a display. Of a military art that belongs to the depot Nigerian Army and the Nigerian Army itself. Look at the precision. Look at the movement. People that came from far there to watch this parade and surely not disappointed. The show is at the peak of its moment. Now in a cycle, parading. In fact, each company in a cycle and parading. The champions company has already been adjudged the best company in this 77 set of the regular recruits intake at the depot, Nigerian Army, Zaria.
Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I have a single honor and privilege to request the Chief Trainer to please graciously invite the reviewing officer for the general salute by these young men and women.
I've also come from far and near.
C'est pour inviter le chef de l'armée.
They are
de venir prendre la salute.
of the parade ground there, watching their children and guide, and I mean their words, doing their best and what they know best on the parade ground. Kafin nan muka dan wasa sai mu bari mu review officer ya ci gaba kawai mu.
Please, can we appreciate this young
Applaudissez, applaudissez, applaudissez.
Can we appreciate them? Can we appreciate them? May I request the Chief Trainer to please take our reviewing officer back to his seat, because we are going to have another long. Before now in Nigerian Army, what we are used to was trooping of rifles, trooping and assembly. But the ever innovative Chief of Army Staff, highly decorated, and amiable Chief of Army Staff.
And they're back on his seat. One of Nigeria's most decorated
courtesy of the Chief Trainer,
Army officer,
the military skill acquisition,
Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, and the Governor of Niger State, Abubakar Sani Bello, who also an ex-boy of the Nigerian Military School. That's the reason why he has to be part of this occasion. And also, most likely,
this vehicle
he might subsequently commission a hostel for his alma mater immediately after
to run us through this trooping and assembly.
And now another set at the parade ground.
What you are about to watch here is the trooping and assembling of TYB Rover 002 among the 5 constructed TYB Rovers. Now, the battery, the tailboard has also been dismantled, already constructed in pieces to enable the crew or the personnel to move the vehicle from point A to point B as easy as we are watching now. The chairs has also been removed. The engine is also in the progress of losing all the bolts. The tailboard has also been loosed and removed. The 4 recruits among the 10 are now moving the tailboard to a safer place before mounting back. The fenders also been removed and moved away from the vehicle. The back of the cab also been removed. Some of them are progress for removing the tire. The windscreen also will soon be removed from the cab. Watching the back bumper about to be removed. The left fender also removed. Now the windscreen will follow.
Please be reminded that this vehicle was not imported. It was done here by these men in front of you.
The windscreen also has been removed.
The only foreign body in this setup is the tire and of course the engine. Every other thing was fabricated here at Chindit Barracks, courtesy of the military skill acquisition team, ably led by the commandant, Major General Victor Okudili Ezugu, with a marvelous support from our Amiable Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tokor Yusuf Buratai. Please, a round of applause for these people. Appreciate them, appreciate them. He has taken this Nigerian Army to yet another level as part of his vision.
The process of removing the engine from the cab and back axle are on the process of dismounting. The TUIB Rover 002 has been fixed from the iron here in Depot Nigerian Army by the MSAT team, except the engine, tires and wheel, gearbox, back axle, spring windscreen, among others. Now the cab will soon be moved away, separated from the engine.
Unbelievable.
The cab is moving.
Unbelievable.
Now the cab has been moved.
Unbelievable.
The engine and the gearbox.
Please, shall we continue to be clapping for these men and women? I know we did not leave our hands at home. Oh. Please, let's appreciate good thing. This is made in Nigeria. In fact, made in Zaria.
Made in Depot. Not Zaria, made in Depot Nigerian Army.
Located in Zaria.
Here in the NTA of Depot Nigerian Army.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, His Eminence, all members here present, this is not a Nollywood show. This is not a Nollywood show. We should all appreciate this excellence. Please put your hands together for our brothers and sisters for having gone this far in just less than 6 months. Please, a round of applause. Keep appreciating them. Keep appreciating them. Thank you.
The engine and gearbox are now moved. The chassis were separated from the back axle. Only 4 of them will now move the back axle with tires to another place. The front tires now are on the process of separating from the chassis.
Oh, mesdames et messieurs, nous regardons ce qui se passe. La voiture qu'ils sont en train de démanteler, c'est faire ici.
The front tires have been moved away.
Voiture
remain only the chassis.
Au Nigeria.
Or we can call it the frame.
À Zaria ici. Vraiment, c'est incroyable.
This
Ce qu'on est en train de
is
regarder.
TUIB
Vraiment, applaudissez. C'est incroyable ce qu'on est en train de regarder. Parce qu'on ne savait pas que c'est possible de faire un truc comme ça ici au Nigeria.
Now this is a complete dismantling of TUIB Rover 002, comprises a team of Captain A.T. Ibrahim as coordinator of Depot Nigerian Army Military Skill Acquisition Training as an infantry officer, and I, Corporal Maaz Abdullahi, as his assistant ST personnel.
He's going now to...
4 civilian consultants, Sanusi Adamu, Nafi Mohammed, Abdulmumin Ibrahim, and Amayo Atele, from a graduate from Department of Mechanical Engineering Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria.
One officer, one soldier, the 12 cross, one civil assistant. Ready. Shot, carry out, compare, on display. Sir.
That is the coordinator. Captain A.T. Ibrahim, coordinator MSAT, Depot Nigerian Army, an infantry officer.
Your Excellencies, Your Eminence, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
Now the second phase of mounting the TYB Rover 002 has commenced. Now the chassis has been raised to fix back the tire.
Just sit back, relax, and watch the reassemble. But that's not even the issue. The issue is not even the reassembly. The timing, and of course, at the point where they will drive off this vehicle, having coupled it back. Please watch. And while you do so, may I request you once again to please keep appreciating their sabiability. It's a new innovation. It's a new innovation. It's unbelievable that under 6 months, this, which means in the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, Daikon is in trouble. And as we speak, as I run this commentary, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Depot Nigerian Army already has somebody who has indicated, the Emir of Zozo has indicated interest that he will send his people for their own part of training. A round of applause for His Eminence. Please, it is not easy. Keep appreciating these Nigerians. Keep appreciating them. All we need to do is to tax ourselves and things will be done. And once you have the proper leadership, everything can fall in place. Thank you, our reviewing officer. Thank you for this encouragement. Thank you for making it possible to leave a legacy that for years, that outlive everybody. Outlive you, outlive even those of your management team. What else can one say? What else can one say? This underscores your movement to Bomosho, where you went to the machine tool industry. It was something else. It was something else. 6 months, unbelievable. Yes, from Kakas to Cruz is unbelievable.
As the process of the mounting back the TYB Rover 002 in progress, the back axle is about to fix back. Engine has already been fixed back. Not only fixing the vehicle back, the main aim is when the soldiers are on motion with this type of vehicle, encounter an obstacle, can easily be dismounted, move from one place to another, mount it back, and continue their operation. It's just a mini operational vehicle. The cab is now taken back to its position.
Mesdames et messieurs, ce que nous sommes en train de regarder, ce n'est pas des films en fait, c'est les gens qui viennent de commencer leur entraînement ici, qui ont commencé leur formation ici au Nigeria. Maintenant, voici, ils sont en train de fabriquer une voiture. Regardons. Après la fabrication qu'ils sont en train de faire de suite, ils vont conduire la voiture pour sortir de cette arena.
The cab has already been fixed back, tighten other part of it. The back cab is also been fixed. The remaining part of the vehicle will now come back to their position.
Et puis quand vous regardez, vous voyez qu'ils sont très rapides. C'est ce qu'ils sont en train de faire. C'est le travail de Depot Nigerian Army, conduit par Major General Victor Ezugu, à l'assistance de Lieutenant General T.Y. Brutai. Nous sommes vraiment contents de ce qu'on est en train de voir.
The rear body is coming back to its normal shape.
C'est bon.
Left and right side has been fixed back.
C'est conduit par ce qu'il a acquisition, département de dépôt Nigerian Army.
The car is taking shape. Anyhow you look at it, it's taking shape. The recoupling, putting finishing touches to put it back in the state it was when it was brought into the parade ground.
The front doors also are now being fixed. Left and right are coming back to their normal position. The back seats now are turning inward. It's not only coming in with them outward, you can also use the same seat to turn them inward in case of rain, sun, put up the superstructures and mount back the trampoline as we can see. The process is on. The clutch, accelerating cable, front bumper, glass, windscreen, everything has been fixed. The front grip now, the bonnet, the trampoline is coming up to protect the personnel from rain, sun, and other obstacles. It's not only to move outward, but also the seat can now be turned inward, the same seat, the same position. The Nigerian Army MSAT, an initiative of Depot Commandant Major General Vio Izugu. TYB Rover 002 is coming back as TYB Rover. Now the front tires are now being checked for the tightening firmly in case of obstacle ahead.
Thank God this is being beamed live. Otherwise, it will appear as if it's another fake news. This is not fake news, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is happening live at Chindit Barracks. Any moment from now, they will mount their vehicle, they will mount the vehicle and drive away, just like that. Can you beat it? Please keep appreciating them. Let's appreciate them. Let's appreciate them. Let's appreciate them. If 77 regular recruiting tech will do this, I don't know what other initiative the chief will introduce in 78.
Helicopter. Helicopter. At 77, 5 TYB rovers have been constructed within the 6 months of their training. Additional to their military basic training, the next intake might be what?
Helicopter. Very good.
No, let them fix everything. The coordinator the recruits, check their vehicle. They are going for far distance. Gentlemen, this vehicle is not...
Final check. Final check.
This vehicle is not the only show for parade ground. We have dropped this vehicle to Zuba. There are witnesses. People can, some of us here can say the vehicle is within parade ground and NTA. No. Abuja, Zuba, inside, in fact, Villa can also be moved.
Mesdames et messieurs, dans un peu de temps, la voiture va démarrer pour sortir. Ils sont en train de voir la situation finale pour être sûr que les moteurs sont au complet. Bravo, regardons. Bravo, regardons ce qu'ils sont en train de faire. Ils sont là montés pour partir pour démarrer. Ah, mesdames et messieurs, voilà ce qui se passe. Bravo.
Thank you very much.
At this point, the TYB Rover 002, complete mounted back with their passengers.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not pushing. The vehicle is moving by itself. It's just a demonstration. Yatashi. You say Yatashi. Yeah, it's just that. Some are doubting.
Your Excellency, the Emir, His Eminence, our special guest.
As the MC said there, he said unbelievable. But it is, well, I mean, this is the new reality in the Nigerian Army, courtesy of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, who has brought a new approach in training soldiers and officers of the Army to ensure that they go back to the way the Army used to be, that is, being self-sufficient in every aspect of the operations. You could see the ingenuity of this crop of soldiers in a set time. They are able to lose every part of that vehicle and then put it back together, start it, and drove it out of the parade ground. And here again, another set of the soldiers marching into the parade ground in companies with specialities, the infantry, the engineers, the health corps, the military police. Another
Your Excellency, His Eminence,
various
our special guest of honor. This is the complete package
professions.
of the MSAT TYB Rovers.
Here again,
They are 5 in number and
we're about to
wow.
see maybe another unit.
And of course, 005.
showcasing the art that they have learned within that 6 months. Let me tell you once again, that these vehicles that you're seeing driving in are all made by this crop of young soldiers at the depot Nigerian Army. You can see they've manufactured not only one, not two, but a couple of them. And here they're driving in and out of the parade ground those vehicles that they have manufactured. What a development. This is courtesy or as a result of the approaches, new approaches brought about by the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, who is one of Nigeria's most decorated army officers.
May I request
the special guest of honor is climbing the saluting dais to take his salute.
Le chef d'armée, Lieutenant General T.Y. Brutai, is en train de prendre le salut.
The combat match, led by, of course, the first flag is Nigerian Army flag.
Le premier drapeau.
Their morale is very high because their chief is on parade. Next, of course, is Infantoire, the queen of the battle, the infantry, queen of the battle, rugged men. The Infantoire, comprising both the airborne, the counter-terrorists, the countermen, everything you can. The RPG-7, the base plate, artillery, the mortar.
Ceux qui viennent de passer maintenant, c'est eux qui font le combat. Quand vous regardez leur visage, c'est vraiment effrayant. C'est les fantasmes qui sont toujours là, qui passent.
The amphibious. Oh, infantry, queen of the battle. This is the chief's baby. I know he'll be smiling because this is his baby. This is his baby himself. Next, of course, is Amma. I know that Major General, the GSC 3 is here, so he will be very happy. Amane, encore commander too. Wow. Atine, corps commander artillery. This is artillery. Shoot them in. Shoot them in. Oh, here comes the supper. Because Nigerians, if you want it done the quickest way, give it to the engineers. Give it to the engineers. Hulo 0 Alpha. Hulo 0 Alpha. You ain't got communication, you ain't got nothing. The signals. The signals. Of course, next is the intelligence. L'intelligence. Nigerian Corps, supply and transport.
Le corps nigérien.
Next, of course, in charge of our medics, Nigerian Army Medical Corps. Nigerian Army Medical Corps.
Ceux qui sont chargés de santé, ceux qui viennent de passer.
The ordnance.
Qui sont chargés de santé.
The Nigerian Army Ordnance Corps. Nigerian Army Ordnance Corps. Of course, Naimi. Nigerian Army Electrical and Mechanical Engineers.
L'armée nigérienne électrique et mécanique.
Next, of course, is Nigerian Army Corps Military Police, Child Military Police. If you say police is your enemy,
c'est l'armée nigérienne.
Nigerian Army Education Corps, ensuring that we have quality manpower. Next, of course, is the most strategic corps, the commanders of the commander of the corps, Nigerian Army Finance Corps, combat decision. Next, of course, the Army, Nigerian Army Physical Training, Directorate of Army Physical Training.
Le directeur de film.
I know that Olute will be happy. General Olute. Next, of course, is Nigerian Army Bank Corps. And of course, the Directorate of Army Police Relations.
Le directeur de Nigerian Army.
Texas is here. And I know he's happy. I know he's happy. Even in war, we make sure that our spiritual needs are captured. Next, of course, is Nigerian Army Chaplain Services Roman Catholic. Next is Nigerian Army Chaplain Services Protestant. Wow. Next is Nigerian, is the Directorate of Islamic Affairs.
Le Directorate des Affaires Islamiques. Ceux qui viennent de passer.
Of course, Human Rights Possible, Human Rights Desk, Human Rights, Nigerian Army Legal Services, Nigerian Army Legal Services. And of course, the new and born and bettered Nigerian Army Women Corps, courtesy of the current chief, our amiable chief. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I request that the chief trainer please get back to his seat while we watch the Nigerian Army School of Physical Training
and Lieutenant General
demonstration.
Avec Victor General, Major General Victor Isugu. Mesdames et messieurs, merci.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Niger State, His Eminence, the Emir of Zazzau, our special guest of honor and the reviewing officer, NA1, Chief of Army Staff. Once again, we are back to the parade ground, but this time, Nigerian Army School of Physical Training has something for us. Please, before I hand over to the master, to the warrant officer who will run the commentary and tell us what comes in with, let me advise that this thing is not to be practiced at home. Oh. I hand over to
Regardons ce qui s'est passé.
Ceux qui sont en blanc, ceux qui sont en train de faire. Guide us through.
Maintenant, on attend.
Your Excellency, Senior Minister Officers here present. Soldiers, personal recruits, good morning, sir. I am Warrant Officer Iziwo Daniel, anchoring this program this morning. And what you have just watched now was the on and off. And we are going for true volt. That is true volt. And then grand walk, which is agility. We call the two of them vaulting and agility. What they are jumping over is called vaulting box, but we call it high horse in the military. Because of time, we are just going to show you segment of the military display, the PT display. That's a woman there. They say what a man can do, a woman can even do better. That is true vault and agility. It takes only man of agility to be able to perform all these activities. And this to show that a PT man is a man that is well coordinated physically and spiritually. If your mind is not in what you are doing, you are bound to make mistake. And if you try this at home on your own, you may sustain injury.
Madame et messieurs, vous regardez ce qu'ils sont en train de faire. C'est pas seulement les garçons qui sont en train de faire ça. Il y a aussi des femmes dedans.
That is the true vote.
Quand on regarde,
they are going for a strike vote now. They are going for a strike vote. Watch the difference between the true vote and a strike vote. You see the legs open. That's a strike vote.
Bravo, on regarde ce qui se passe de suite.
That's the lady coming. what men can do, women can equally do better. Let's see if they can do it better. Please put your hand together for them.
C'est une fille qui vient en train de faire ça. Mais on vous conseille de ne pas faire ça ici à l'école. Ne jamais faire ça à la maison.
That was a good one there. That's the last subscribe vote.
Non, vraiment, ce qu'on est en train de faire, vraiment, on n'a jamais vu. Woo! Tu as vu?
Put your hand together for them. And that is Holo Bembak.
Mais on conseille aussi les enfants qui sont ici, ne font pas ça là à la maison. Pardon.
Yeah. Jesus. That is Holo Bembak.
No,
because of time, we will not be able to perform all. But however, we are going to showcase another activity.
Donc quand on regarde ça là, on voit vraiment que ceux là qui sont en train de faire ça, ils ont des énergies.
What you are watching now is long hand drop. Long hand drop.
C'est l'autre formation qu'ils sont en train de faire. Vous voyez. C'est pour montrer la puissance. Aussi, les enfants qui sont ici, on vous conseille de ne pas faire ça à la maison. Ça qui vient de faire, c'est une file.
Ladies and gentlemen, they are going for neck roll now. Neck roll.
C'est une file encore qui est en train de faire encore.
Neck roll.
C'est incroyable aussi ce qu'on voit les femmes faire ici.
After the neck roll, you'll be witnessing thief slip. And that is the thief slip there. Please put your hand together for these people.
No, bravo, bravo, bravo. Applaudissez.
I don't think a woman can do this, but let's see if there's any woman that can perform this like the men. Incidentally, a woman is there. Let's see what she will do.
Tu as vu, c'est les femmes qui viennent de...
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for that lady. What a man can do, really, a woman can do even better.
C'est une fille qui fait ça.
That was a good one there, and this is quick through vote. Quick through vote.
Tu as vu ce que les gens ont appris à faire. Tu as vu les enfants.
Put your hand together for that place.
C'est effrayant. Bravo.
They have a neck, dive and roll. Dive and roll. Dive and roll.
Woo! Tu as vu, non, on va faire ça, c'est l'énergie que les enfants ont là. Hey, c'est très effrayant.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is made in Nigeria, not made in China, nor neither is it made in Brazil. Woo! These people are trained in Zaria here.
No, vraiment, it's not, ça, c'est effrayant.
It's not film tricks. This is reality. Can we see what are they about to do now? There is fire. When fire is burning, it means there is danger. And how do they escape through this fire? And let's watch out. What happens? It takes coordination, synchronization for you to be able to pass through that fire without being burned. Let's see what happens there. He passed through.
Tu as vu ce qui se passe?
He also passed through. Please put your hand together for them. He passed through. What a man can do, a woman can equally do. He passed through. Put your hand together for her.
Non. Ça, on n'a jamais vu.
What happens again? These people are drawing backwards. What are they going to do? And let's see what they are going to do. Please do it in a hurry. We have no time. He's jumping over the fire.
Whoa!
Put your hand together for them.
Non, ça vraiment, c'est un truc. Moi-même, je n'ai jamais vu ça.
Il a sauté le feu. Il a sauté le feu. That was a very wonderful one there.
Ça, c'est des militaires nigériens qui font ça.
That's someone sauté over the fire.
Non,
gentlemen, put your hand together for them.
Non. Applaudissez.
And that is the last person.
Merci.
Who is showing us that that's the end of the PD display for today. And as I said earlier, this is just a stanza of all PD display. Thank you for watching. I am again once in sports, Warrant Officer Ezimo Daniel. Thank you, and permit me to hand over honorably to the MC.
Merci, c'est là qu'on a vu. On n'a jamais vu ces trucs comme ça.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for these marvelous Nigerians. Please, can we appreciate them? It's not easy.
Applaudissez à tout le monde, pardon.
Let me advise, don't try this at home.
Because de ne jamais faire ça à la maison.
Conference of African Broadcasters, well, that's Africas, is a summit to actually gather broadcasting pundits for such fruitful discussions. Now, Africa's 2018 is here, and this is the 12th biennial outing. Its charge this season is on how best to deliver digital switchover, that's the DSO, in Africa. What are the opportunities? At least for Nigeria, what are the drawbacks for the connection? That is of interest to us as well this evening on Nigeria Today. So welcome. My name is Blessing Abu. Thank you for joining us. You're seated already in the studio to take a look at the dynamism to the digital switchover. Let's welcome first Dr. Emmanuel Ufo. Oh no, I promised I was going to get this right. Ufo Hubiri. Of course, he's an associate professor of mass communication at Delta State University, Abuja. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
And he's also the head of department mass communication at the same university.
It's a pleasure.
You're welcome to the program. Okay. If you're already a friend in the house, you should know that you welcome your friend in a special way. The Chief Operating Officer with Star Times, of course, a senior colleague here, and I'd like to welcome Tunde Aino to the program.
Thank you.
Yes, for you gentlemen, this is not first time that Africa will be giving you the kind of opportunities this year is set to do as well. And I'm sure over the years, you've been at a different summits and it has presented its many faces. What do you think is new that we've not heard that this year's outing is looking towards? Dr. Emmanuel.
Yeah. The 2016 Africast that held here in Abuja, the main focus was on the transiting from the analog, from terrestrial transmission to the digital terrestrial transmission. And the target was set. And I think since after then, some achievements were recorded. For instance, there was a kind of pilot startup in some states, beginning with Plateau State, Abuja, and some states in the South Nigeria. It was well discussed today. At least there is a startup. Today, again, we discussed it again on how improvement could be made so that every sector, every part of the country could be covered in that.
Okay, I'm going to make you step back a bit and let's even get to the nitty-gritty of what it takes to actually cross over, switch over. These are technical terms that for those who are in the industry, some are even finding it difficult to actually understand how much more someone watching. They've heard we're going to have this digital switchover. In the last how many times Nigeria had failed to actually do that comprehensively. Well, Mr. Aino, let's have a feel of what it takes to actually have this. This is not a new phenomenon across the world. We are already trying to do this in bits and phases like you already started. What does it mean when we say we're actually having a digital switchover for the layman?
For the layman, digital switchover means that we will start receiving television signals digital. Of course, it's been analog all these years, and for good reason, the ITU decided that all countries should transit from analog to digital due to the obvious benefits. One of the benefits is you have opportunity to transmit many more channels using much less spectrum, better quality audio and video. That is the advantage that the digital transition brings. Okay. Now, for us in Nigeria, yes, the digital switchover will provide opportunities for many more channels that will otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity, because, as you may know, the broadcast spectrum was already exhausted anyway in most, especially the big cities, Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, and the rest. So, with the digital switchover, many more people can have new channels. And for the viewers, that means more choice, more content. For the government, that means they have, they can use the spectrum in a more cost-effective manner. As you know, mobile internet.
All this will be coming on the spectrum?
Yes, of course, because when you do digital, you use less spectrum. So the extra spectrum you can use for other things.
Okay, also this has been described that Nigeria coming on board, this will make it a big, or the biggest digital television market for us in Africa. Already, content is what people are now looking towards, because if you have such space to give out now, what will be filling up for such spaces is what we should be looking at now, and that has been the key for most stakeholders in the last, because at least the last edition, which was 2016, like you already started, there had been the talk about content. What do you see happening between 2016 and today? What has changed? At least let's take a look at what even you are teaching now back in the schools, or what is happening on the school front.
To begin with, the prospect, we are looking at, Nigeria is projecting about 30 million subscribers. 30 million. The digital terrestrial transmission, some would say, is for the low-income earner, but it may not really be so. But those who are low-income earners who can't subscribe to digital television, direct digital television, could easily access this without pay. It's a kind of open to and a free-to-air television, just a matter of getting the box. Now, content. A lot of persons came last year and spoke on
2 years ago.
Yes, 2 years ago, and spoke on content generation, content creators, and content distributors. The issue of content in Nigeria is not a big issue.
So what is the big issue?
The big issue is actually transiting. And the question we keep asking is, who is afraid of digital transmission? The broadcast stations are ready. The content creators are ready. The subscribers, that's the audience, is ready. But we don't know where the issue is. For instance, from last year, 2 years ago, when this issue came up, when Pinnacle came up with their partners from the US, they experimented. But I can tell you, as at this moment, they will not be paid a kobo. It's not a government something per se. It's a private sector issue. But there is something wrong, which we can't pinpoint, actually.
Okay, maybe, Mr. Aina, Mr. Aina is with Star Times, and as you know, that is another platform which the digital pay TV is already at least filling in. Now, where is the disconnection, or who is? Let me use the question. Yes. Who is afraid of digital transition or transmission, as the case may be? Where do you come in, and what is the disconnect in all of this?
Well, it's not a matter of anybody being afraid of digital transmission. The issue is that for DSO to occur, there are some conditions that have to be met. First, you need digital signals. Digital signals that should cover at least 95% of the country.
And which we've not been able to do.
Second, people need to have the devices, because currently available analog television cannot receive digital signals. So if you want to receive digital signals, you must have the set-top box or an integrated TV set. So these are the big issues. Now, in other countries, mostly in the Western countries, governments came in to try to subsidize these devices, to make it easier for people to afford them. But unfortunately, it's not been like that in Nigeria. As you well know, the economy has been doing very well in the last 2-3 years. So obviously, the government hasn't been able to fund these subsidies to enable more people to have the devices. Now, he mentioned Pinnacle. Yes, Pinnacle is one of the signal distributors. We also have ITS, which is an offshoot of NTA. They both face the same problem. They need funding to be able to roll out. ITS has been operating in JAWS for more than 2 years, and Pinnacle also for more than a year. They've been in Abuja and Kaduna. ITS later extended to Ilorin, Osogbo, and Enugu. And like he said, there hasn't been any funding coming from government. There's no funding from government, and the regulator hasn't fixed the rates that broadcasters should pay the signal distributors. So that's the problem. So we have two problems here. We can't get the signals around the country, and we can't get people to own the devices that they need to watch digital terrestrial television. That's the pay TV now.
So where are we now? Because I know, just like you've already raised these concerns of why we've not been able to move at the speed which we would have loved to. Almost like this is about the third time we have moved to, when we'll have a complete switchover. 2015 was there, 2017, and already 2018 is running up on its own move. So where else, or what else do we need to do? Yes, we've talked about funding, but what are industry watchers doing? What are stakeholders actually pushing? It's in our best interest, isn't it, for us to actually have this? So,
yeah. Okay. I think the policy was, was faulty from the beginning. So that policy needs to be looked at and tweaked. So that's policy.
When you say faulty, exactly where are you hinging your complaints?
Well, I don't want to go into the details, but
at least the people must know, because if we've looked forward with such glee to actually have us turn over this anyway.
If I may just add something to it.
Okay.
The targeted set of what you call the box.
Set-top boxes.
Set-top boxes. We still need 30 million. I don't know how much the box costs.
Well, if you ask how much it costs, are you talking about the market price of the box or the subsidized price of the box?
Okay, let's have both ways. Okay, and somebody will be having informed decision on what to...
Well, what the end user would pay.
The few boxes that were sold earlier were sold for 1,500, but that was subsidized by government.
Okay.
And there is no more funding for further subsidy. Okay. The market price of the boxes should be around 10,000, thereabout.
It's about 15,000, actually.
Okay.
In the current exchange rate, without subsidies, about 15,000.
And that is high.
Yes. Okay, 15,000. Now, we need 30 million of such. So you're going to spend, multiply by 360 naira, so you know the amount. So industry watchers and policy makers are actually of the opinion that we should set up a company or companies in Nigeria that can actually produce these boxes locally. If we can have 30 million boxes produced, instead of spending 15,000 per box. So we have that money here. It's going to generate work for our people here, kind of local content. Then these boxes again, if they are produced locally, they will still be subjected to quality check.
But do we have such capacity?
No. In West Africa, there is no company. There's no laboratory. Ghana is just setting up one.
Okay.
And to do that, it will cost you money. Okay. So the issue...
no, I think I should... let me correct that.
Okay.
All the boxes sold for the DSO were actually assembled in Nigeria.
They were?
Yes. 13 companies were licensed to assemble set-up boxes in Nigeria by NBC in 2015, I think. And all the boxes sold for the DSO were assembled in Nigeria. I think the problem is not the capacity is there. We have about 4 or 5 companies
that are ready to do
that are already doing, including TV enterprises.
Okay.
NTA TV enterprises actually manufacture some boxes in Oshobo. We have Gospel. There are 5 of them anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, when we return from this break, because I'm going to let us go on a break, of course. This TV and technology has permitted me to do that, so we can actually ruminate over some of these other areas where we redirect some of our attention as we move on the spectrum. You're watching Nigeria Today, and our focus is on Africa's 2018, of course. Well, just the dynamics of what the digital switchover will be bringing to your bedroom, to your living room, and wherever you'll be connected to actually watch a program like this. We'll be right back after the break.
The Nigerian Television Authority News 24 channel, your dependable all-round news station, offering you world-class news programs, documentaries, spotlights, promos, and information highlights. Take advantage of our network reach and advertise your interest, goods and services with us. NTA News 24, first equals with digital broadcasting. You can reach us on Channel 21 Terrestrial TV and Channel 101 on the StarTimes platform. For more inquiries, please call Henry on 0803 379 0884. Join us today.
Yes, welcome back. The program is Nigeria Today, and our focus is on the dynamics of broadcasting in the digital era. And of course, broadcasters, industry watchers are all gathered or converging on Abuja. For the next 3 days, there will be brainstorming, there will be networking, information sharing, and those are some of the things that we want to see how they'll profit our people. Yes, we've talked about issue of funding, on why we're actually not moving in the pace with which we should move. You already said the percentage we have is just still very low, and this is not in the best of interest for a nation that is already moving in that drive for technology and diversification. We need to see how we can harness some of this. So let's take a look at what other opportunities are there. Yes, we know you've already talked about manufacturers even for these set-top boxes, and we know for other equipment that will be needed to actually make technology give that necessary impact. All industry personnel are already gathering in Abuja, and let's see some other things that you will be expecting to see in the next 3 days as broadcasters meet over this. Okay?
Yeah. Well, the main focus is on this digital switchover. Broadcasters and other persons in the industry will be talking about the benefit of content generation. We'll be looking at the traditional broadcasting system, whereby the television was just a box, a set. So we'll be looking at it from the angle where the television has become a palm. For instance, if I do have a phone here, this becomes my television. My computer is my television. So the television is mobile. The television is everywhere. And with this, if Nigeria goes into the next stage of digital terrestrial transmission, viewers, subscribers can watch television from wherever they go to on the internet. Even the person in the village can watch it. And you have a whole number of content providers, producers, and distributors. So we'll be looking at the benefit from that perspective and push on so that it can come to realization, so you'll be left behind.
Okay, let me, before I come to Tunde to see what other things that at least persons like him, officers like him will be looking at from their own company view as well as other areas. For you as a teacher for mass communication, you know, traditional media versus what is happening for social media and all of this one, the narrative should change. We see these days youth vesting their energies on unnecessary things and unnecessary abuse. And some of those things, people across the world watch, read, and see the kind of content they generate. Is that the kind of things we want to see, having this kind of wide spectrum for us to play with? What would you want to see change in terms of content and redirection of our energies to building the continent?
Actually, there is a course in mass communication we call New Dimensions in Communication. It has to do with digital communication. And we actually teach our students the history of journalism to what it is right now. And in the present time, we are into digital communication. So we teach them from the perspective of entrepreneurship, what this current digital age, what I call the fourth revolution, what they could benefit from it, content creation that is in conformity with societal values. We teach them how they can generate content they can put on the YouTube and generate money. I personally make an example of this Gangnam Style, this guy from South Korea, who played we Up Gangnam Style. I think somebody Park, who made over 600 million naira from just online. He didn't make, in a sense, he did not go to a recording studio. It's just online like that. And there have been other. I gave them examples of people like this young Nigerian comedian with that little girl. What's her name?
Emanuela.
Emanuela. That young man was not a graduate, just with a phone. So we teach them that way. We give them example of Mark Zuckerberg, you know. So we.
So using forms, local images, things around us that should promote, not those ones that's actually removed from us. No. Those are kind of things we're looking at.
Exactly, because with the coming of the digital age, the internet does have its bad side and a good side. Certainly, the bad side for blackmailing, for 419, let me use it that way. But us in the academic sector is to teach the students to adopt the good values, the entrepreneurial aspect of digital communication for marketing, for exhibition of their product, exhibition of their talents, and not the twerking of with their backyard. No, we don't encourage that. So many things.
So you're looking out for such opportunities as you move around in the next
exactly.
week. Okay, Tunde, let's get to you. Yes, TV consumer will have the aim of gaining more, even as we have this digitization process. What are your own fears if we still do not make do in covering the entire country in a matter of time? What are your fears, at least, as one who is already, even on the field, watching?
Well, you see, the good thing is digital terrestrial television is already available in most parts of the country. Yeah. It's just that it's on the pay TV networks. You may be aware that the pay TV networks, StarTimes and GoTV, are also doing digital terrestrial television. Sure. But the government's own DSO program is aimed at the free TV providers, free to air.
Free to air.
If, for any reason, the government is unable to cover the length and breadth of the country with digital signals, that's on the free TV platform, perhaps it might make sense to ride on the existing networks. The existing networks as in StarTimes or GoTV. Because a network for digital terrestrial television is basically the same, whether it's used for pay TV or free TV.
But wouldn't the aim of which we always wanted to have this total switchover to be defeated?
It will not stop the switchover. What is the switchover? You want people to start watching TV digital. It doesn't matter from which network it's coming. It doesn't matter from which devices they're watching. You want people to watch TV digital. So, if for any reason, well, ideally we should be able to complete DSO and cover the country. But if for any reason we cannot, we have a fallback. The government have a fallback plan.
I think I have something to say there.
Okay, in 30 seconds.
Yes.
Because
what I want to say
I'm
there is
switching over from this program to another.
Yes, there are two different philosophies.
Okay.
What StarTimes and GoTV provide right now is expansion of their business. Yes, that's the truth. It's expansion of the business because you have to pay for subscription. In addition, you pay for subscription. But what we're talking about, digital terrestrial transmission of television, you have this set of box that you need to pay anything. I think just about 1.5. Yes, so it's a free. What those two television stations are actually providing, they provide what you can call free-to-air television, but through a decoder that you subscribe to. But in the other case, you get off your box, you don't subscribe.
Which is the business the government is looking for everyone. Isn't that so? Thank you very much, gentlemen. And that's it on this edition of the program, Nigeria Today. Before we go, we'd like to appreciate Dr. Emmanuel Ofofu-Biri. He's an Associate Professor, Mass Communication at Delta State University, Abraka, and also Head of Department of the same department of the same university. Thank you very much for coming.
It's a pleasure.
Wish you a fruitful time.
Thank you.
As you join other industry watchers to do these 3 days of brainstorming. I also like to appreciate Mr. Tunde Aino, Chief Operating Officer at Star Times. Thank you for coming on the program.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay, you all can also watch this edition of the program or any other one at all online at youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. My name is Blessing Abu. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Hate speech is not a joke. It incites genocide and crimes against humanity. Most of Africa's civil wars are caused by hate speech from one tribe against another. We don't want it here. The Nigerian government stands firm against hate speech.
Under no conditions whatsoever should we tolerate or excuse or justify hate speech or hateful conduct of any kind, especially where such is illegal.
There's no doubt that the resurgent push for separatism, as well as the rising cases of ethnic and religious disharmony, are all traceable to the growing phenomenon of hate speech.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one